heart. So I was challenged this year, and I wasn't going to do it, you guys. I was just so, I'm being honest and being real. I have picked words in years prior, and I have literally gone in the complete opposite direction that I should have, which was so hard. Like, I picked commitment for 1 year, and you guys, I feel like I struggled with commitment the entire year. Like, I can normally stick with things pretty well, and I struggled, and it was awful, and I beat myself up over it, and I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not picking a word. Like, I'm just not doing it because it makes me feel like a failure. And so I entered a challenge, and lo and behold, part of this challenge is to pick a word. And so I got to the point where I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want to do this, and like procrastinating and not want to, like, whatever, but I needed to do it today. And I went to Bible study this morning, and Bible study was so good, you guys. It was just talking about like living in a world that isn't our home, and living in a world that we're surrounded by things that don't speak the language of our heart. And I then got on a motivational call tonight, and the whole entire thing was about your heart and the 3 things that we need to do with our hearts. And the first was to guard it. And so that I went through and I was like, oh, what verse would go with guarding your heart? And Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for it's the wellspring of life. And so making sure that what's going into my mind and what's filling my mind is good things that are positive and uplifting and encouraging, and trying to keep my mind from taking captive my thoughts, right? So like not letting my mind wander. And then that we needed to share our heart was the second point. And I immediately thought about how so often I will give up meeting together with people because I don't want to share my heart, right? Because sharing our heart with people is scary. And so Hebrews 10:25 just says, do not give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing. And so just encouraging us to be together so that we can build each other up is the rest of that verse. It tells us to build each other up and encourage one another. And then leading our hearts. And giving ourselves and putting things in our mind that are going to help lead our hearts, even when our heart is scared, even when our heart is worried about what the future might bring, leading our heart and taking steps of faith, even in fear. And something to help me do that, and a verse that kind of just came to my mind was that I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And so working on hiding God's word in my heart. And so crazy, you guys, I'm even wearing a heart on my shirt today. I had that heart on before I picked the word. So yeah, and opening up. So yeah, so many things, so crazy that it all came together today. And I like my word this year, which I don't know if I was scared. I was definitely scared in picking one. And I just wanted to share with you, if you want the word of your year to be heart too, please do. I love it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about digging into guarding my heart and sharing my heart with other people, sharing my heart with all of my friends on social media and all of that fun stuff, and then leading my heart in good directions, even when I have a fear of stepping forward. So yeah, heart. And like, it's not as scary as what I thought it would be. Yeah, and like not losing heart, you know, like so often we just get discouraged over the silliest things, or not silly things. I mean, there's lots of things where like it can be really discouraging. And so if your word for the year needs to be heart too, please feel free. I would love to share that word with you. You're not copying me by having that as your word. It just means that it's something that you can relate to. And I hope that you're encouraged. I hope that you're encouraged by me sharing about a word, a simple word that seriously like was really frustrating me when I was reading that I needed to do that. But lo and behold, God just put the word right in my heart, right? So anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. Love you all, and know that I'm praying for you too.